by 500 miles, it hit Florida, you know? And like, so we had the best time to have a party. And hurricane parties exist so that men can drink beer and scotch and smoke cigars and play cards, and it gets so incredibly disgusting that even death won't touch us, you know? And women, being the smart of the species, she would show up late when we're good and drunk, win all the money, and then leave early before we got like nasty and disgusting drunk, you know? So this was like that kind of party.
Been there, done that within an hour.
You're Canadian, of course you have. Of course you've gotten that drunk, you're Canadian. We know this about you guys. It's one of the things we like about you most. I've listened to you for an hour now, and every time you do it, like as soon as I walked in, you're like, oh, we told Daniel that he'd have to go out, and I was just like, oh, I can't laugh yet. I have to let him talk to me just for a little while. Well, you know, the South Park movie had come out, and you know, to make fun of the Canadians all through the movie, you know, and the Canadians always saying a boot and a boot, and so like we just saw them. No, y'all say a boot. So we just seen the movie, and we went on tour with the Bare Naked Ladies, and they were being so nice, y'all. They're friends, you know. They used to open for us, and they took us on this big arena tour up in Detroit and Minnesota, where all the Canadian people and everybody knows them. You know, 10,000 people a night coming out, and you're trying to. Was that
98?
Yeah.
That was the first time I saw you guys opening for them. And
nice,
I've never seen Bare Naked Ladies. I've never seen them do such a crowded concert after seeing you guys.
Oh no, they wiped the floor.
Burned on video.
But after, like, you know, we were so grateful for the gig that we'd be listening to them talk after, and they'd be, oh, you know, you guys should go on about this. And,
I did
you know,
know that. I doesn't remember.
And we were just like, don't laugh! These guys are giving us really cool gigs, don't laugh! So anyway, back to the hurricane party.
I also heard them say they like to tour with Cowboy Mouth.
They did, yeah. You know, they really did. And it was, you know, so you're like, that's sweet, thanks.
I think it's questionable.
So I passed out at my own hurricane party, y'all, which is acceptable, right?
Yeah.
And I woke up, and everybody was gone, which was really good, because when you wake up from passing out, you're generally hungover. And I was. And I thought, oh, good, they're gone. And I crept into my bedroom, and I was like, great, they're gone. And then I crept into the living room, which was about 2 creeps, you know, very small place. And I'm like, cool, they're gone. And then I heard laughter from the front, and it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and they're all hooting and hollering on my front lawn. It's just like, oh my God, my neighbors are gonna hate me. So I go outside, and while I was passed out, one of my friends had given the rest of the party mushrooms. Now, I don't know a lot about these things. But the last thing you want to do on mushrooms, from what I understand, is go to sleep. And they were wrestling in the rain-drenched mud in front of my house, the neutral ground, as we call it in New Orleans, the median, as you call it everywhere else. And they were sloppy, nasty, and out of their minds. And they turn and they see me, and I'm clean and staring at them, and they all just start laughing. Let's get Paul! And I was like, no. The party's over, and you boys go home. I don't want you back in my house. No, he doesn't mean it. Let's get him. Let's drag him in the mud with us. And I was like, no, you ain't. And they come up my steps, and I kept half a Louisville Slugger by my door for just such an occasion. And it was a half of one. Because a whole one, you can really hurt somebody with a half of one.
Is it the same one?
Not the same one. They just play a prominent role in my life. And I picked it up and I said, fellas, I love each and every one of you, but you take one more step and I'm going to use this thing. And they go, he doesn't mean it! And they charge, and this song is the result of that moment. We had a little party, me and my friends. A hurricane was coming to New Orleans again. Somebody brought scotch, somebody brought beer. Should have kept the hooch and thrown him out of here. A friendly game, a penny a hand. I smoke a cigar, act like a man. Waiting for the gale force winds to blow. Shovel up the cards and let the liquor flow. My hurricane party got out of control. Lying in the gutter eating Tootsie Rolls with red hand bites all over my ass. Beating on my buddies with a baseball bat. Like I said, most of them are still my friends. There's always like a guy who can't take a joke, you know? Well, somebody's girlfriend showed up by surprise. Cookies in her hands and dollar signs in her eyes. I started dipping them cookies in scotch. Well, she won all my money and my pocket watch. I passed out and I woke up. The house was empty and so was my cup. From out on the front porch, I heard them shout. I wish they'd come in so I could throw them out. A hurricane party got out of control. I'm lying in the gutter eating Tootsie Rolls with red hand fights all over my ass. Eating on my buddies with a baseball bat.
We didn't have any Tootsie Rolls.
Somebody's throwing trash at me. I don't even know what to say. Normally, I'm really good at that moment, too. But since I don't play that song anymore, it just feels like somebody's throwing trash at me.
We spent 2.5 hours in Metro. We never tried to get Tootsie Rolls today.
I passed out, and I woke up. The house was empty, and so was my cup. From out on the front porch, I heard a shout. I wish they'd come in so I could throw them out. A hurricane party got out of control. Lying in the gutter eating Tootsie Rolls. Graham fights all over my ass. Beating on my buddies with a baseball bat. Isn't there another verse?
There might be.
Yeah.
She was trying to cut me off, y'all.
Song ahead.
No, I think the song is about one more verse long. Everybody was wrestling out in the dirt. I laughed so hard till my stomach hurt. They saw me clean, they heard me laugh. They started charging at me and I grabbed the bat. My hurricane party got out of control. I'm lying in the gutter with the joints I roll. With red hand fights all over my ass. Beating all my buddies with a baseball bat. Beating all my buddies with a baseball bat. Beating all my buddies with a baseball bat.